Hi, this is Jason Teichner, and today's video is going to be about all the myths and misconceptions in the industries that I'm involved in and the people involved in those industries. And this video, no doubt, is going to make some people mad. There's no doubt about it. I'm okay with that because the people that are going to get mad are going to be the ones that aren't ready to admit to themselves what's really going on, or they are, but they don't want anybody to really talk about it. So this is about you as a client, you as a customer, you as a patient, protecting yourself, and it's also part of this video is definitely for practitioners as well in all of those fields. So medical field, the counseling field, dating and relationship field. So this is a very important video because and we're going to see how much I can get through today because I don't want to make this too long, so this may be a two-part series. But I'm going to cover as much as I can. And the first thing I'm going to start with is a commercial. Now there's a commercial in Los Angeles, where I'm originally from. I now live in Las Vegas, but I'm from Los Angeles. There's a commercial of an attorney that's been practicing there and doing commercials. I don't know how long he's been practicing, but he's been doing commercials for the last 30 years. And it's for people that have been involved in a car accident. And their slogan is, "We'll fight for you." Okay? And in one of his more recent commercials, he says, besides "we'll fight for you," he says, "you need someone to get angry for you." And that's what I'm here to do in this video here, and even more videos to come, so that you don't get taken advantage of. And so I remember when I got really sick, and then I was recovering from that illness. My grandmother, my father's mother, my grandmother, was still alive during that time, and she would be the one. The reason I'm bringing this up is she would be the one who would fight for me, who would stand up for me, who would get angry for me. And I'll never forget, I had Hodgkin's lymphoma, cancer of the lymphatic system, and diagnosed back in 2000. And so I had applied at the time for temporary disability, right? Because I couldn't work because I was going through the traditional treatment. I didn't know enough about natural medicine at the time to heal myself. So I went through the traditional treatment at the time, chemotherapy, radiation, all that stuff. And, I applied for temporary disability, and the doctor actually put in his notes, the one that worked for the state, saying that I wasn't sick enough, right, to collect disability. Yeah, I know. And so my grandmother at the time, and I could basically say everything that she said because she's no longer with us in this realm, but she said, "I want to kill that doctor," and she said, "That doctor should get cancer just like you have, and see how he feels and see how he likes it." And so my point is that at the time there was someone there to fight for me, to get angry for me, to stand up for me. And that's one of my number one goals to do for all of you out there, is to be the one that you come to that is going to tell you the truth, that's going to fight for you, that's going to not let you get taken advantage of by other people, myths and misconceptions, other people that charge way more than they should and don't provide the service that they claim to provide. So let me start by saying, do I charge for my services? Absolutely. Damn right I charge for my services. And there's 3 reasons for that. Number one, I am fully 100% entitled to make a living at what my passion is. Just like all of you out there are 100% entitled to make a living at what your passion is. Number 2, I don't believe in gouging people. I know a hypnotist that charges $5,000 for one session. That's right, folks, $5,000 for one session. That is gouging people. That is taking advantage of people. That is, oh, just because I've established a status, just because I'm fairly famous, fairly well known for what I do, I get to charge as much as I want because there's such a demand to see me. Well, I absolutely will become nationally famous pretty quickly at what I do. And I will never, do you hear me? I will never, it's like George Bush with the no new taxes, right? But I mean this, I will never raise my rates from what I charge right now, ever. Because I set the rates that I set for a reason. Because it's not gouging, however, it's enough for me to make a living. It's enough to add as much value as what you're going to get. And here's the third reason that I charge what I do, and that is that you will always, whenever you see me for any type of session, any one of my services, you will always receive at least 5 times the value of what I charge. You will always, let me repeat that, you will always receive at least 5 times the value of what I charge. So if you go to my website, if you haven't already, and you haven't looked at my testimonials, look at the testimonials. You don't have to, but this is just a suggestion. Look at the testimonials and look at what my clients wrote, and then decide for yourself whether I did not deliver 5 times the value at least of what my service is. So that's the first thing I wanted to kind of address. The next thing is there's some myths and misconceptions in, let's just talk about the dating and relationship industry right now. And the reason I bring these up is because these may very well be holding you back from achieving what you want to achieve. And even though a lot of people that say these myths and misconceptions, a lot of them do mean well, but they're not doing it in the proper form to actually help you. So not only am I going to talk about these myths and misconceptions, I'm going to talk about why they're myths and misconceptions and what the alternative to the myths and misconceptions are, so that it empowers you with knowledge and to actually do something about it. So the first one I want to talk about, first I want to ask you all out there a question. And that question is, have you ever had a time, maybe it's now, but have you ever had a time in your life where you either did not like yourself, did not love yourself, did not care about yourself, right? Felt that you deserved everything that you got, and everything that you got was negative? So have you ever had a time where you didn't love yourself? Okay, so those of you that said yes, which I'm sure is most of you because I've been there too myself, and during that time, if you think back, during those times that you really knew that you just didn't love yourself, you didn't take care of yourself, and during those months, years, however long it was, or maybe it still is, during that time, did you ever fall in love with somebody during that time? Okay, so I'm sure most of you again said yes. Yes, I did fall in love with someone during that time. So, and I did as well. I've definitely fell in love with someone. In fact, I fell in love with 3 different women during not at the same time, but 3 different women during the time that I just did not love myself. And why am I bringing this up? Because one of the, and was it true love? Well, you tell me, was it true love? Absolutely it was true love. Now, does that mean you should have stayed in the relationship? Of course not. It's because, again, love is only one of the 5 elements of a successful relationship. So just because you fall in love with someone doesn't mean you should be in a relationship with them. So those are 2 different things. However, the reason I bring this up is because there is a very common myth that I'm sure most of you have heard out there that says you can never love, say it with me now, you can never love anyone else until you love yourself. Right? absolutely 100% false. We just proved it, didn't we? You can absolutely fall in love with someone when you don't love yourself. Happens all the time. Happened to me. Happened to most of you out there, I'm sure. So that's detrimental to believe that. Now, should you be in a relationship? Whole nother thing, mind you. Should you be in a relationship while you don't love yourself? No, you should not be in a relationship while you don't love yourself. Again, doesn't mean you're not falling in love with someone. So that's what I say when people mean well by what they say. What they're really trying to say, well, first of all, there's a lot of people that truly believe you can't fall in love with someone until you love yourself. But the ones that don't truly believe that, what they're really trying to tell you, I believe, in most cases, is don't get into a relationship until you love yourself, because you're never going to be able to be your true self in that relationship. And you're always going to be thinking about other stuff, right? So you're always going to be distracted. So you're not going to be able to give 100% of yourself. So you need to definitely love yourself before you're in a long-term relationship. And just as importantly, you need to be in a place where you can accept love back. Where you can accept love back. Because what happens when you're in a place where you cannot accept love back? You are going to self-sabotage. You are going to sabotage that relationship when you're not able to accept love back because you feel you don't deserve it, right? You feel you don't deserve it. Therefore, you're going to end up sabotaging that relationship. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop here, right, to be continued, because I think this video's gone on for long enough, and I'm going to continue this discussion in my next video. But so far, I hope I've given you some value here, a lot of value, and some stuff to really think about and ponder. And then what I'm going to do in the next video is I'm going to expand on that. I'm going to get into more myths and misconceptions. I'm going to get into how to make everything work in your favor. Okay, how does that sound? Good. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.